Hi everybody, I'm going to start a new video series today and I'm going to call it The Psychology of No. I want to teach you how to deal with no. I want to teach you so you're not scared of that word anymore. So the word no doesn't bother you at all. Now why would I want to do something like this? Well, you've heard in the past me talk about how our business, the business of direct sales, network marketing, any form of sales for that matter, is really a numbers game. It's a prospecting game. Now, what do I mean by numbers game? Well, I mean you're going to have to talk to a whole bunch of people. Well, what does that imply? It implies that you're going to get no quite a bit. You're not going to get every single person interested in your product, interested in the business opportunity. That's a fundamental premise of the business being a numbers game. So if you're going to get no, then you got to understand how to deal with it. Okay? And there's a certain psychology to be able to master the no. And I want to teach that. I'm going to do a whole bunch of videos dealing around the psychology of no. What happens when you get a no? How do you deal with it? How you can turn that word into an empowering experience instead of something that you feel bad about. Now, I want to talk about the first lesson in the psychology of no. The lesson is understanding the two different levels. Okay, we operate in both conscious worlds and unconscious worlds. Our conscious worlds is what directly happens to us. This is stimulus response. The unconscious worlds are our belief systems, the way that we interpret things. So when I say that success in this business is a game of numbers, well, consciously you may understand that. You go, okay, that's right. I know I just got to talk to a lot of people. And I guess if I got to talk to a lot of people and they're not all going to agree, or they're not all going to be interested in my product, or they're not all going to be interested in the business opportunity, then I'm probably going to be rejected. You consciously accept that. That's not an issue consciously. But we do have an issue over here. It's unconsciously. When you receive a no, when you talk to someone about your product, or when you talk to them about the business opportunity, and they say, I'm not interested, how do you receive that? What happens on the unconscious side? Do you interpret that as a rejection? Do you interpret that as painful? Do you interpret that as that they're rejecting you as a person? And so you leave that exchange with maybe less self-esteem? Or does it not affect you at all? Does it just bounce and you move to the next one? Most people, especially those who are new to sales, will interpret it as kind of a rejection of them. You know, like you'll say, I'm a good person. I want to help people. My product's a good product. And so you interpret this unconsciously as a rejection of you. This is the first lesson. That whole process of interpreting rejection through the word no, that's all fiction. It's all make-believe. It doesn't exist anywhere except right here. It doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to believe that someone saying no to you is a rejection of you, because here's the reality. It's not a rejection of you. And to know this, how many times have you said no to someone else? How many times have you been at Costco? How many times have you been at a cocktail party when a waiter comes up and says, would you like this hors d'oeuvre? And you say, no, thanks. You don't even think twice about the guy. Do you think that the waiter leaves saying, my goodness, like everyone hates me. I'm just trying to do my job. I'm just trying to hand out these hors d'oeuvres. And every single person hates me. I should just quit. Here's the thing. As silly as it sounds, we see it all the time. We see it in this business. The people who quit, the people who give up, often are interpreting their experience, not through reality, not with any objective means, but through their own mind. They're interpreting what's happening to them as a rejection of them. It becomes too hard, too painful. So lesson number one in the psychology of no is that receiving a no is not a rejection of you. You are just like the waiter passing out hors d'oeuvres. It doesn't infect you at all. And if you receive a rejection as a rejection of you, remember, that's fiction. That's made up. It exists in your mind, and we can change that.